Hi lovely ladies, how are you? Sorry I'm late. I actually had a lovely, gynecologist appointment. You got to go into Geelong, which is about half an hour away. That was this morning, but it's pretty much taken me all day to get back. So here I am, and you know how it rolls. That's what we have to do, don't we? We have to maintain ourselves and look after our health, and that includes inside and out. So I just wanted to talk to you about day 3. So motivating you, activating you, inspiring you to take care of yourself, right? Better care of yourself is the whole point, right? And living a well, healthy, happy life. You know, that's the point. Yeah, in case you're wondering and you're getting up every day going, what is the point of all this? You know, it's to live in a way that you want to contribute. You want to be, you value yourself, you value your contribution, you value your energy, but you also feel good about yourself. Like, that's what you really want. So I want to help women feel good about themselves, which one of the reasons I did this challenge, obviously, is to try and lift the quality of habits that we have, and that mentality that we have, and the higher vibe self, right? The higher energy that we have, and that kick-ass woman that's inside there, and she can make the decisions on the tough days, right? Because she knows what to do. But I find that we have ignored that part of ourselves, that stronger side, the not the wiser side, I'd say. Like, often I talk to women that are really, they have issues about their aging. They have issues about where they're at in their world right now. It's not how they envisage things to be, right? But they're forgetting about, apart from all the fun that got them there to here, and all the struggles and heartbreak and all the things that happen, it's part of you, right? It's part of how you got here. It's part of how you are now. So it is really important to look back fondly and go, okay, well, thank you for the lessons, but I'm right now, I'm ready to go. And I, like I've said on the other lives, this is our season, right? We've got time. We've got, we can make time. We don't have time. We all have the same amount of time, but it's what you value. So we spend on what we value. We put our energy into what we value. We spend our time on what we value, right? So, this is where we can come sort of unstuck a bit. So if we're not fueling our energy, and we're not getting enough rest, and we're not, moving our body, and we're not taking care of ourselves, there's a value proposition in there. There's a leak, right? There's a value issue with that, right? I call it values are skewed. Like, often women will say, oh, I can't afford to invest in myself, but they're happy to spend on medication or diets or shakes or something else, rather than invest the time to fix the bigger problem, like the whole problem. And I always talk about the new way, the holistic way of looking after yourself. It's not just about your weight. It's not just about, the short-term fixes. It never was. And all those, I call it diet BS thinking that we've gone through over the years, the women that are still following the same patterns because they don't know what else to do. You need to break free of that cycle and start listening to you again, and start tuning into what you want, what you desire. Follow your instincts, not following a diet, right? So I find that is part of this mentality that we don't trust ourselves, that we are needing someone else to tell us what to do, their version of accountability, their version of motivation. When you know all along what will work for you. You're just not following your instinct, and you're following your head, not your heart. So, if you're following something that someone else has made up and told you that this is the way to do it or you're going to fail, bullshit. It's all inside you already. We just need to work on that, to bring out that confidence, to bring out that trust in you, and make that the new way, right? That is how you that's how you live aligned. That's how you live better. That's how you live well and happy, because you're not fighting yourself all the time, right? And I know that if I look back at my younger self, older times, younger self, right? Every decision that was a bit stuffed. Mind you, I did some reckless decisions based on purely the heart wants what the heart wants. But then I also made some decisions on based on pure brain, right? What ego wants and what our brain tells us to do, or what we think is the right thing to do or what we should do. Those things didn't work out so well for me either. Like, I don't know which is the right way. I think everyone has their own journey and their own process and their own lessons to learn. I was a slow learner. And I think I think being respectful of that journey and going, well, shit, you know, that was good and that was bad, and here I am, and you know, I can do better now, right? I've got the focus now. I want to do better for myself. I want to take care of myself. That's what we want, right? And I do know that when I have talked to ladies, a lot of the time it's just clearing away that confusion and giving them, you know, that backup to trust themselves, building their confidence, and to be just to encourage that you've got this and you know what you're doing. Like, just don't stop worrying about all the other stuff. So stripping out all the confusion, giving you back clarity and a clear path on what's required for you. What's your next step? And your next step depends on where you're at now, right? So let's talk about where you're at now and what could be helpful for you, right? So with, you know, I'd like to know if it's something around mindset. Is it self-talk? Is it nutrition? And you know what? This is just, when we say, is it nutrition? Is it diet? Is it this? That's just the surface stuff. That's the whole, you know, there's a holistic thing going on here. A lot of it is our mindset. A lot of it is our self-talk and our self-worth and our self-value. But yes, you want to fix the weight and you want to eat properly and you want to fuel your body and you want to have energy. So high vibe habits are things that look after you, right? They're not things that punish you and make you feel worse or guilty or shameful, or that's not high vibe, right? So if we're going to talk high vibe versus low vibe, feeling guilty, you know, paying out on yourself, not valuing your rest or your boundaries as well. Things like that, that's low vibe, right? High vibe is actually listening to what you want, what you desire, but also tuning in, because sometimes we don't know. We just shut that down. Due to trauma, due to stress, due to whatever, we stop doing that because it's just painful. And I think that's where we can open up some of these ideals about, you know, going back into us and not listening to other people all the time. And I think that will help you a lot. So high vibe habits. So I talked about briefly, or I put on the post today, about non-negotiable. So even on your absolute shittiest day, right, worst day for whatever reason, we're not going to place judgment on anything. What will bring you back to you? What can you use every time to ground you, to anchor you, to center you, to calm you? What habits are going to bring you back to you, right? And they're your non-negotiables. And it might be something as simple, like for me, if I feel like I'm out of control, I go get the lemon, I get the water, I have a water and lemon every morning. I make sure I do the smoothie. I make sure I just go back to the same process for me, right? Because it gets me focused back where I am meant to be, right? Rather than in my head. So that's the other thing. So we want a self-care routine, a morning routine that works for you, and a night routine for that matter, because sometimes I think nights can stress women out too. Sometimes we need that as well. And we need a bit more routine in our day, a bit more structure in our day. And I think we need to be aware of the life balance, right? The balance that you have in your day. Because if you're giving all of your energy to one thing and draining the hell out of your life force to do it, then that can't feel good, right? And it mustn't be the right way for you. So finding a balance that makes you feel energized, gives back to you, protects your energy, but also creates energy, like your creative beings, you know, like being open and honest and warm and loving and contributing and valuing yourself. All these things, what can we do that's going to make you feel comfortable? And I don't even think comfortable is a good word. I think better, you want to be better than just comfortable, right? A comfort zone is an uncomfort zone. That's what I think, that's for sure, right? Our comfort zone is to keep us safe and cozy and protected, and that's great. But when you're trying to change things and change your energy and shift your mindset and change your weight and change your body and all these things that you want to do, you're going to have to step it up a bit, right? You're going to have to trust a little bit more, have more faith in yourself, and give shit a go, right? Give it a go, because nothing will change otherwise. right? So nothing can change. So some of the questions I had this morning that I saw, I haven't had a good look, but I know there was a couple of questions about upping your fuel and your energy, right? So I'm a big believer in greens powder, mainly because I know that women aren't eating enough greens. So if you can eat more greens in your salads, in your stir fries, veggies and meat, whatever you do, whatever it is, right? Whether it be, maybe you do, anything, anything with green, right? Anything with fruit and veg. Like I grew up three veg and meat kind of girl, right? Grew up in the country, that's what we ate. There was nothing fancy, right? I've advanced a little bit, but not that much. So I still try and give my family veg and meat or veg meals over at least 3 a week, right? 3 to 4 a week. And we have green powders, we have green juices, we have smoothies, we have all that kind of stuff. Because we want to up the antioxidants, you want to up the energy, you want to cleanse the liver, cleanse the gut, all those things that happen when you have more fresh food. And so that's why I say greens powder, just because I know that women are busy, and if we can start a routine or a self-care routine that involves fresh fruit, veggies. You can juice veggies, like I juice spinach and I juice kale and I juice, not that you have to do these things, I'm just saying what I do. Celery's got a bit of backing behind it scientifically. I think anything fresh that goes into your body, right? It's going to cleanse your blood, it's going to cleanse your liver, it's going to get things working again, your fiber, your gut health. There's lots of other ways. So maybe if you've got a good naturopath or you want to talk to one, let me know, because I can forward you to a good person like that. So because I work with a naturopath, and that's where the products and the greens powders and the curcumin, the vitamin C, the things that reduce the inflammation. So I'm seeing good results from clients that are actually they're reducing weight by having those things, because I think it reduces the inflammation in their body. So their body starts calming down, their gut stops leaking, as in getting rid of nutrients and leaking nutrients out. So it starts functioning, and then their body metabolism picks up. They're training with me or they're training on their own. So things are happening, things are moving, right? So we need to get your body moving in more than one way, right? More than one way. So that's why I suggest greens powder. Green veggies, fruit and veg, anything dark, like your, I was going to say, silver beet, spinach, your broccolis, your cauliflowers. It's not dark, but it is good for you. Things like that. So just basic, right? But what I want to talk to you about today is more the balance. So I'll make it real quick. So I want you to come up with me for 2 non-negotiable things that you would do every day, whether it be you go for a walk, you get sunshine, you sit outside, you listen to something motivational, maybe it's a YouTube video, a podcast, something like that. Maybe it is just drinking more water. Maybe it's going to bed earlier. Like, come up with a couple of non-negotiables that are always going to make you feel better, right? And we're not pushing through anymore. Like, I don't know about you, I'm in my 50s. I'm not pushing through anymore. I don't need that shit, right? I've done all that. I've busted my nut to try and achieve and do all these things in that kind of punishing way. No, I'm not doing that anymore, right? That's bullshit. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm not doing it. So I have to listen to my body, do what I think is right for me. I want to feel good, right? I'm sick. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get up tired and dragging my sorry ass around. I don't want any of that, right? So tell me what you don't want. That's probably a good place to start. Work out what you don't want. Write down all the things you don't want. Then pick 2 non-negotiable activities or tasks that you can do every day, even on your worst day, right? Even if you've had no sleep or you're in the most shittiest situation, you can still drink water with lemon in it, yeah? Or at least water. Have some sort of practice that makes you feel good, right? That's what you need. You need a practice that makes you feel good. Even warm water is really good for your stomach if you're having that first thing in the morning. Hydrating first thing in the morning, big glass of water before brekkie. Beautiful breakfast, something nurturing and kind and loving to your body. That's self-care, right? So picking a couple of things like that is really, really important. So, because we want to feel better, we want to think better, we want to eat better, we want to move better, right? That's what the premise of my The program that extends into this, from this, is a 30-day intensive, and that's what we do. We work on those higher vibe activities to do those things. So it's not the strict, depriving, going without, dieting. It's none of that shit, right? It's none of that. We don't do that. We don't count calories. I don't do any of that. I've spent years and years and years and thousands on training, and no one trains you to use your mindset, right? I think they're just coming into it now, where they're offering more support, coaches, mindset trainings in their, online programs, as far as the, the commercial kind of programs like your Nooms and your Weight Watchers and all that stuff. But for years, there was nothing involved. They did not give you mindset. They did not give you, it was just follow this. So this is why women can't think for themselves now. They're not thinking for themselves. A diet is made up to help someone, sure, but it's made up by someone selling a diet, right? So it's not asking you to think for yourself. Like, even after years and years of training with women and teaching them and working with them, they're still following shit that, that they learned 30 years ago, 20 years ago. They're just, no one's caught up, right? I want you to trust yourself. Listen to your body. That's how we were designed. Our hormones are designed to tell us when we're full, tell us when we're hungry, tell us when we're tired. We're killing it with stress. So stress, I did a little post today, stress and weight together are your biggest problems with imbalancing your hormones and imbalancing your weight and everything else that's going on. Your fatigue, your liver, you would have heard of fatty livers and adrenal fatigue. Now, I'm not expert in those things at all, but I just know how to lift your nutrients, right, to get you feeling better and more energized. And we do exercises together that you can do at home. None of the stupid stuff, running around, jumping around, lots of cardio, none of that, right? It's core, it's strong, it's toning, it's muscle, because we want muscle at any age, really, muscle, to keep the metabolism ticking over. So the reason we're putting on weight when we're older is because we just stopped doing those things, right? And we're eating rubbish, and we're being in lockdown, and we're unmotivated, and we're just feeling like flat. I guess is the best word I can come up with, flat. So if you no longer want to feel flat, message me, right? Because the 30-day intensive, which leads on to this, so we go into these challenge talks that we're having each day. I'll be going into that in a lot more detail, and we're going to be working together for 30 days. So if that's an interest of yours, you want to go deeper and actually, hit some of these things on the head. The other option that I thought of too is if you need a morning routine, if you're not having structure in your day. I know night routines are a problem for women because that's when we tend to binge eat. Have a strategy call with me. That's another way of really nailing just one problem that you have. Let's get you some structure. Let's get your day starting well, because that matters. How you feel matters. How you start your day actually affects the rest of your day as well. And we don't want you hungry and hangry by the end of the day, exhausted, and falling asleep on the couch by 8 o'clock, right? You can if you want to, but if you've got things that you would rather be doing and you'd rather be more engaged with in your home and your family, all that kind of stuff, and you just don't have the energy, then let's do a strategy call, because that will help you a lot with that as well. So what I want to show you is the balance sheet. I'm going to give this. So when I work with my clients, we actually create some tasks and some actions that are going to cover the key areas. So the key areas are reducing overwhelm, getting fitter, getting more energy, the mindset, the losing the weight, and the habits, right? So the high vibe habits. So that's the transformation overall, but to break it into a really basic, just one task, is just coming up with a couple of non-negotiables in one of those areas that you can follow. And once you've done this, it's almost like a little cheat sheet or a little checklist. If you put a couple of actions in each of what you can do, by the time we've had a call together, you've actually walked away with a path, an action, right? Actions to take. Yeah, your next steps. I'll say your next steps, right? And that's what we want, is to activate you. Sorry, I can't speak. Activate you, motivate you. And I know a lot of women are saying they're unmotivated, but they're just lacking enthusiasm, really, for everything. They're just uninspired, unimpressed. So it'd be nice to reconnect you back into your body and have you feeling engaged again and ready to go and get going again and feeling happy. Maybe unmotivated is just another word for unhappy. Yeah? In my experience, I think that is, because you can't kind of feel both, I think, at the same time. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Let me know if you want this cheat sheet. I can forward this. It's actually, if you go into the, I don't think it was called guides back then when I formed this group. I think it was files. There is this cheat sheet, but I can give it to you. Let me know if you want it. There is meal plans. There is recipe packs. There is free trainings in there. There are free workouts. Have a look in the announcements in this group. Go through the guides or the files, and you'll find the videos. You'll find everything that I've been doing forever pretty much in there. But there'll be things that maybe spike your interest on motivation, on exercise, on eating well, on daily checklists, on meal plans and recipes. There's everything in there. But if you'd like some more help, don't sit on those struggles. You've done it long enough and you deserve better. So why don't we nail a couple of them at least for you to get you going again and have you feeling good about yourself, more importantly, because I know that women that are not feeling good, it's not that they're not feeling good. They're not feeling good about themselves. They're not happy with themselves. And they keep looking backwards, but I want you to look forward. I want you to don't worry about what you used to weigh, what you used to wear, what you used to, be really super fit or, before marriage or before pre-baby, whatever. Forget all that because it's irrelevant, right? We all used to do things that we don't do now. Why don't we look at what we can do now, right? Let's do that. So this is, once again, a longer video than was expected. I can't help myself. I hope that was helpful. And let me know if you've got any questions, yeah? Or if you want to have like I said, you are interested in the 30-day, which kicks off on the 31st of May, or you would like information just on a strategy call, 60-minute, 90-minute. The 90 minutes are good because they give you support as well included in that. So let me know what you think, and let me also know what your 2 non-negotiables are. What brings you back to you, yeah? What's going to help anchor you and center you and ground you, even on your shittiest day, right? A lot of it is gratefulness, mindset work, things that are going to, and it might be writing down, just as a tip, 3 things you're grateful for, because you cannot be grateful and negative at the same time, right? If you want to shift energy, that's what I'm all about, right? It's giving you energy, giving it back to you, getting it back to you, and shifting that mindset to allow for all the things that you want, right? Reconnecting back in as well. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. And by the way, that's a fountain you can hear. It's not me wetting my pants. It's the fountain, right? I'm sitting outside in a little pergola because it is a really beautiful afternoon, even though it's a bit fresh. All right, I will talk to you soon. Let me know how you're feeling and what is going on for you and what sort of help you're looking for. Is it mindset? Is it nutrition? Is it, like I said, I like to look at the whole picture. But I know that from as far as making your first steps, you're probably going to focus on your weight loss, or you're going to focus on sleep or self-talk or binge eating. There's things going on for you. Tell me what they are. Tell me what you want to start with. All right, let you go. Bye.